Alright everybody, thank you so much for joining me here, and welcome to another Mr. Soldiers video. It is Friday afternoon, and I'm sweating like a motherfucker over here in my room making this video, because it is really hot. We have right now over here in Montreal, Canada, what we call the Indian summer. I don't know if we call that where you live right now, but over here we got that. Which means after the summer, we always get this 1 week of fucking hot days, and that's why they call it the Indian summer. Why they name it that way, I have no fucking idea. But hey, it is what it is. And you know, before I want to get into the topic of, you know, my work and all that shit, I want to talk about and ask you guys a question, man. I don't know how many of you guys have the next gen consoles, but to me, the next gen consoles, there is really no fucking game to play. You know, this week when I made a video, I had a day off. And I remember went to the game store, and I went and checked out on the rack of the PlayStation 4 games, and there was no fucking game that really interested me. Besides, I think was maybe Destiny and The Last of Us. And Destiny, I was like, why would I fucking pay $70 for this future game? And I'm not bashing on the game. I'm just saying, you know, why would I pay $70 fucking for this game? It's a futuristic game, and it's not my cup of tea. But I know that a lot of you guys may be enjoying this game right now and probably be playing every night with friends. And I heard good things about the co-op thing. But I just don't think that game will be for me. You know what I mean? So I was looking at these games, and then I thought to myself, I was like, Jesus Christ. Is it just me, or these game companies were just not ready for the next gen, you know, console? Because the only two games that I seem to be really hyped this year, there's only two fucking games. And those are Grand Theft Auto 5 and WWE 2K14. Because, you know, if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been talking a lot about wrestling, and wrestling is something that I really like. Something that has been in my blood for a long time. You know, since 1990 I've watched the wrestling. WWF at the time. But you know, I could save that for another topic. But anyways, man, let me know in the comments, man. Is there any really good game out there for the next gen? Because besides The Last of Us, I think maybe The Last of Us are maybe the only game that really appeals for me right now. Other than that, there's really no fucking game there to play. You know, a game that will force my dumb ass to stay sitting in a chair and play the game. You know, because most of these games, I'll be playing for fucking half an hour and then I'll be almost falling asleep. I would be very honest with you guys. You know, sorry about that, I just burped. Not very polite, but hey, I had a really cool, nice beer right here. And it just feels good. But I gotta say, I downloaded this demo game, The Thief. And, you know, the game seems okay. But I'm just searching left and right. My dumb ass, I don't know anything about these searching games. You know, I'm not really smart for those fucking games. And I'm just looking for them, you know, looking for clues and hints and shit. And it's about 8:30 and I'm almost falling asleep at the same time that I'm like playing the game. I swear to God, I had like my eyes burning. And when my eyes burn, it's because, you know, my eyes are getting tired and I'm just falling asleep. So is it the game that is boring, or is it just me that I'm tired as hell? But I think the game was not really fun. But anyways, let me know in the comments, man. Is it just me or the next gen games? I mean, the next gen consoles have no fucking games. Anyways, so you guys are watching right here. Oh my God, beautiful combo right here, huh? With the lightning strike. What are you guys watching? Some Black Ops 2 gameplay, obviously. And I'm using here the LMG. And my dumbass gets explode right here by this guy throwing me an 8. And I'm playing with one of the Samoan guys. This guy is one of the subscribers. I haven't spoke to this guy in a long time. But he was a cool guy, man. He's from the West Coast. And we had a cool games. You know, we had some good games playing back and forth. And I think I dropped like 63 and 3 on these motherfuckers. We're playing Domination, Ground War, I believe so. And look at just me raping at these guys. Man. You know, I lost a little bit the passion of gaming and shit, but and as I'm looking to this, man, I was like, Jesus Christ, I was really shitting up on these guys. And look at this bullshit.
Yeah, really, Soldier, that's how you feel, bro, right there?
Look at this fucking thing.
That's how you feel, bro?
And he's talking to me right here. We could hear us talking over here on the gameplay. I believe we had our mics on. But anyways, you know, there's one thing though, and I gotta say, guys, is that I really love my job, man. And I get this a lot. You know, sometimes people love to ask me, you know, what's your favorite machine? You know, and how do you got into the construction, you know, working stuff there? And the reason why I really like driving these machines, I believe so, it's because I had this in my blood for a long time. And from where I come in Portugal, my grandfather had a lot of lands, and in his lands he used to have a lot of apple trees. That's what he did his whole life. That's how he gained his life. That's how he made his money. And eventually, to have all of those lands, you need to have a tractor. And I remember when I left my country, I was 8 years old. You know, obviously I went back there through over the years for vacation. And I remember always not pleasing, but begging my aunt, you know, teach me how to drive the tractor. And I've learned how to drive that goddamn tractor at 12 years old. And it was fun. I had fun, and anything, whatever I had to do with the tractor, I didn't give a fuck. I just wanted to drive that motherfucker. And I remember when I was going there for vacation, I would stay there, you know, it wouldn't be like a week or two. I would go there for like a month and a half, sometimes even 2 months. You know, I would go there for the whole, you know, June and July, or July, August, mostly, right after school. You know, after school was over, I would go to Portugal. And I always loved, man, driving that tractor. And it's not like he had one of those great, amazing tractors. It wasn't the best one, but Jesus Christ, man, I had fun with that shit. And I never really planned in my life that I wanted to work with machines or something like that. But I knew that there was something in there that I really loved. And every time I was sitting in a tractor, I just, you know, I felt good. I loved it. Because you got some people that just don't like to be sitting. You know, they have to be on movement. And, you know, it's just the way they are. And that's all right. You know, you can't have everybody driving machines. So, you know, I remember my parents telling me, oh, you know, you should keep on studying and be a doctor or a lawyer or something. I was like, you know, a lawyer, I'm not smart enough for that shit. And a doctor, I fucking hate hospitals, man. I mean, I go to the hospital, I can't stay there for fucking 5 minutes. Just the smell makes me fucking sick, you know? I don't know what it is. I just can't stand a hospital. I don't like it. You know, if one day I'm really sick and I have to die, I'd rather die in my bed at home than die at a hospital. But hey, you know, you don't always choose where you want to die, right? But anyways, man, I had a friend of mine who his girlfriend has a dad. And his dad, he's like one of the big bosses of one of the biggest companies over here in Montreal. So he started working for his girlfriend's dad. And he started going, you know, with loaders, bulldozers, and hydraulic shovels. And he told me, man, you know what? If you like machines, you should get into this, man. This shit pays you very fucking good. And I wasn't aware of how that shit paid. But I was looking at that. And I was like, damn, you know what? I think this could be a good thing to me, man. And by the way, for you guys that watch this gameplay, I don't know how the fuck that I won that gunfight. Me with an LMG against that guy with the shotgun. It really made no fucking sense, but hey, that's the way it went. So, you know, I did a little training thing on a school. I had to pay $5,000 on how to learn how to drive those machines. And when I got out of there, I wasn't a pro. I knew how to drive a machine, but I didn't know the job. And that's one of the things. You know, you can know how to drive a car, but you may not understand the fucking signs. You know what I mean? You might know how to start a car, how to shift gears, but you get downtown and you're all fucking lost. Next thing you know, you start going on the wrong way with your car because you don't understand the fucking signs. So that was basically a little bit me when I got in construction. I knew how to drive the goddamn machine, but I didn't know how to fucking do the job. But with time, you know, I've learned, and now I'm a happy man in construction. I'm very well paid for what I do. And if I have to recommend any one of you guys, if you like to drive any machines or something like that, get into fucking construction, because the future is in the construction. So anyways, man, I hope you guys got entertained with my story and my gameplay over here in the background. I think I shit on these guys 63-3. And that's it, man. Thank you so much for joining. If you enjoyed the video, like the video, share the video with your friends. And until next time, I'm Soldier, and I'm out.